I wanted Spam. So it's gonna happen even though it looks gross. Good morning. It got cold last night. I wound up camping kind of on a ridge, which I know not the smartest thing to do when it's gonna be cold, but yeah, I didn't have options and it's just what happened. Wound up sleeping with 20-degree bag, my base layers, top and bottom, this fleece, and then in the middle of the night I put on my puffy. For most of the night I was fine without it, but yeah, middle of the night I needed to get it. It started getting a little windy, so that made it feel a lot colder. And then waking up this morning is not easy when it is so warm in your tent and cold outside. So yeah, I really had to motivate myself to get out, but I will go on the record. I will still take this weather over the humidity that I had in Connecticut and the Northeast. It was, yeah, that is just so much more brutal for me. It's just my body just doesn't handle that kind of weather as well. I do much better in the cold. Yeah, in terms of today, gonna try and do another 20-ish mile day to a shelter, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do a Nero into a hostel. So today is kind of setting up tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be like 60 degrees and clear. So once it warms up a little bit, I'm sure it'll be gorgeous. And then tonight it's going to be cold again. So really getting used to this cold weather stuff, and it's not even mid-October. All right, well, yeah, gonna keep on hiking today. Here's the view from Tar Jacket Ridge. You can see it's a pretty open area up here, and I love these views where you look out and you don't see anything. No towns, no roads, no houses. So yeah, Virginia's pretty good in my book so far. I'm just spread out over here. You can see the Talenti jar. I just had the cold soak oats in that. This is my like dirty water bottle that I used to just squeeze into my clean bottle. I've had that dirty one since I think my dad gave it to me in New Jersey. So those things last forever, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. So I'm gonna keep using it. I've really only used a handful of smart water bottles the whole time. They last an incredibly long amount of time. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on. I just met another southbound hiker, also going into Glasgow tomorrow. So there's a group of us around here. She thinks it got to like around 25 last night, which yeah, I would agree. I would agree. It's probably right around there. This area around Coal Mountain, and there's a Coal Mountain Bald. It's just unbelievably nice. I have not done any like higher elevation walking in so long, and it is so nice to just be above everything and to get that ridge walk back. Man, hold on, I'll flip the camera. But yeah, to just kind of be high up and not be in the forest with big views. That hasn't been around for a while. and it feels really good to be back in that kind of stuff, because I just remember back to New Hampshire and Mount Moosilauke. You know, that was my last like 4,000 foot mountain on an exposed peak, and I love that. I love those summits. So to be kind of back up in elevation and high up and feeling the wind and being able to see around you and see down, I love this. Yeah, so Coal Mountain, going southbound, it will it will make you happy to be back up in the higher elevations for sure. I am coming up on Long Mountain Wayside. I got a little excited because I thought it was a wayside like the Shenandoah waysides, like full restaurant type thing, but I think it's just a pull off. If there's a picnic table, I'll take that. The descent going southbound to this wayside, and I think it's a highway too. Man, that was almost 2,000 feet of loss in a few miles. So, you know, the ascent that I did up Priest Mountain the other day, yeah, this is me coming down the back side of it a few thousand feet. So pretty steep, tough on the knees. Definitely recommend trekking poles. Take that weight right off your knees as much as you can. Oh, beautiful. Hold on. I said it. I would take a picnic bench at the very least, and there it is. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go there and spread out and have some lunch. When I look back at it, this could go down as the most unappetizing thing that I've eaten on trail. Just a hunk of Spam on a pita, but honestly, I'm craving it. I wanted Spam, so it's gonna happen even though it looks gross. For a few miles, the AT goes along this creek called Brown Mountain Creek. There's also a shelter around here, and this is like one of the most enjoyable little sections that I can say I've hiked in a long time. Just having a nice, beautiful creek with all the leaves, in there, and it's just very peaceful out here. And it's perfectly flat, and yeah, this is a great few miles of trail. So if you live around here, you want a nice little section, I definitely recommend this section from the last few days. You get views, you get waterfalls, nice streams, good shelters. But yeah, it's the stream over here. You can kind of see it. I'm just going along. So I just passed a sign for this area, and it is, the sign went over the Brown Mountain Creek community, and I guess it's famous for freed slaves came to this area and made a community along the creek. And I've passed some ruins here along the way, so I'm sure that's remnants of the community. Yeah, that's pretty much all that the sign said, that they kind of lived and just subsisted off the land here. But that might be something fun to look up when I'm done with the trail, and if anyone's interested in AT trail history, the Brown Mountain Creek community might be something good to look up. So I've made up my mind for the night, staying at Punchbowl Shelter, and It is getting to be that time again. Sun's starting to go down a little bit. It is getting beautiful out. I don't think I'll be hiking until dark tonight. I should be there within an hour, and it's only 5:30 right now. So yeah, that'll be nice. I'm out of breath going up southbound to Punchbowl Shelter, starting from like 4.5 miles out. That was very, very steep. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was actually like fully out of breath and just needed to stop. Yeah, Virginia's a little steep. The joke is that Virginia's flat, but not this section, not the past few days from Waynesboro to Glasgow. No, I'd say every day my elevation is 4,000 to 6,000 every day of gain. And today I think is 22 miles. Started around 8:30 a.m. and I'll finish at 6:30 and I'll get 22 done. But I'll do, I think it's like 4,000 or 45,000, not 4,500 feet of gain and 6,000 feet of loss. So there's a lot of elevation gain and loss around here. It's definitely not I'd say not an easy section of trail, but there are smooth and flat areas. And what makes this different than, New Hampshire and Maine is that the terrain's a lot easier. You're not bouldering, you're not climbing, you're not scrambling. You can make up for the slower uphills with, cruisy 3-mile-an-hour forest walks, which come pretty frequently around here. So yeah, Punchbowl Shelter tonight. I know there's 3 people there, and we are all staying there and then getting picked up by the shuttle to go to the hostel the next day. So should be a fun night in the shelter. I always like having dinner with people when I can, and just talking about the trail and just being social. So I'm gonna hang out with them at the shelter and then get an early rise to a shuttle tomorrow to Glasgow and Stanimals. So thank you again for the support. Let me know if you have any questions or you want to see stuff that I'm not showing. And yeah, hope you all have a great rest of your night.